Hey guys, this is going to be a review of NZG's Volvo EC460CL, made in 1/50th scale. You can see this is just in the normal yellow livery, but they have a couple other configurations. They've got a, I believe it's lock livery, which is just split down the middle and it's red on the back half. They've also got a demo version, which I would like to get someday, which has just got a demo shear on the front, and they've got a couple different color schemes for that. Without further ado, going to get started with the review. Starting with the boom, it's very nicely done. It's your Volvo gray, and with the bucket, you've got full range of movement. That's all the way back, and then very stiff cylinders, as you can tell. Some of that's just from sitting on the shelf. That's all the way in, so you can see a good range of movement. We've got good wear plating on the back and on the sides, and you can see the tooth detail on the back and then also on the inside. Another shot of that wear plating on the side. And then on the back, very nice bucket, well casted metal. And if you guys watched the highway excavation die, you could see this in there. On the linkage, it's nice. It's not too bulky like you'll get with a lot of models that have wicked bulky linkage. This is nice and small. It's tight. Actually, it's a little bit loose, but it doesn't matter. Small rivets that are painted really add to it, and a lifting eye right here, which is drilled through, as you can tell, so it can actually be used. Moving on to the cylinder, it's just basically a gray casing. Nothing too fancy with it, except on this side you've got a casted hydraulic line into it. You can see casted auxiliary lines running down the boom here, coming up to rubber lines which go span the length of the boom all the way down. You got your warning labels up here, Volvo decals, two boom lights which look really good because it's not just one big signal piece that you'll get sometimes. They're actually two separate ones, one pointing forward and one pointing down at the working area. Same thing on the other side, two boom lights. A nice detail is the painted cylinder tips and rivets. Really gives it a realistic look and feel. So your stick movement, that's all the way in. That's all the way out. Very, very good movement. Just like I was talking about earlier, you got your rubber lines coming down from the top, and you can see underneath you've got your swing motor, hydraulic pump, everything that you need. Still very realistic, all your lines, and it looks absolutely amazing. This model has spent too much time on the shelf. I haven't had the chance to fully appreciate it, but doing this review I really get a feel for it, and not to mention it's just a aesthetically pleasing model to look at. So moving on to the main body with the cab. It's very realistic. It's slightly blue tinted, which makes it look pretty good. The interior is well done. You've got your joysticks, pedals, and it's not all one color. You can see the seat is painted black, so it's not just your typical insert. It's very well done. You've got a plastic handrail, but it's a hard plastic. It's not floppy like you'll get sometimes, and it's painted yellow, so it looks good. Plastic mirror, which is just painted gray, as you can tell. Going along the side, you've got etched and painted, not etched all the way through, grills. More of these hard plastic railings. Another one right there. Got a kind of a weak anti-slip texture on the top. It's not an actual one. This piece is actually plastic. Air cleaner. More vents along the side. You can see little hatches to open the doors. They don't actually open, but that's not too big of a deal. Along the top, you do have an opening engine compartment, which shows your Volvo engine on the inside, and you can tell it's pretty well done, very realistic. I just wish that they'd show that they would allow you to gain side access to the motor, but what you can see, it is very nicely done. Also etched on the top. Moving to the back, you've got typical Volvo counterweight with your Volvo logo, not just painted on. You can hear it's raised off the cast, and then you've got two reflectors right here. And also, for those of you who don't know, this is the counterweight removal system. It's not functional, but in the actual model, the actual machine, there'd be big bolts, and once those are undone, this hydraulic arm would hinge down and lower the counterweight to the ground and detach it for transport. It's great that they put that in there as a detail. Unfortunate that it doesn't work, but I'm still not complaining. Another mirror right there, and then you've got your exhaust, which it looks small for the model, but it's actually to scale. But I think it looks nice. You got more plastic handrails going on this side. EC460CL. All your fill ports for your various fluids and fuels along the top here. This is actually also hard plastic, and then a couple mirrors on the side and down low right here. On the front, you can see little latches right here to raise this to gain access underneath that panel there. Two steps, which have some anti-slip texture to them, but they're not etched all the way through. Got your under boom hydraulic detail, and these cylinders are also very functional. That is your max height on the main cylinders, and then your digging depth is almost right up to the end of those cylinders, and that's an impressive digging depth. So moving on to the tracks, they will not roll right here, but they are fairly decent on both sides. Sometimes they hitch up a little bit, but they roll just fine. Also, you've got track tensioners if you were to ever take them off, and also it's just nice and realistic on both sides, and you can see how much they actually do. That's spring loaded, so you don't have to worry about it. As you can tell, very detailed undercarriage. Underside is nothing fancy. You can see the bottom of the counterweight removal system. All your screws, your NZG logo, and a couple of vents. But that's about it. It does fit on a 1/50th scale lowboy trailer. For those of you who are wondering, that's always a big deal for me. That's about it. Let me know if I forgot anything. But overall, this is a great model. I'd be happy to answer your questions about it. Highly recommend it. It's definitely worth the amount they're asking for. I purchased this from diecastmodels.co. There will be a link in the description to purchase this model. I highly recommend you go check it out. And thanks a lot, guys, and have a good day.